talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I'm in. Or just won't let it go. No.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It is Thursday, April 18th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I am here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam. Let's get started. After 2 years of waiting, Americans are finally getting the Mueller report today, or at least the redacted version of it, and we are combing through it as we speak. We will let you know more as we go. I have the Mueller report right here. Yes, we do. Nearly 400 pages worth of it. This morning, Attorney General William Barr described the report in a press conference and strongly defended the president. Here's what Barr said about possible collusion with Russia.
The special counsel confirmed that the Russian government sponsored efforts to illegally interfere with the 2016 presidential election, but did not find that the Trump campaign or other Americans colluded in those efforts.
Barr also talked about Mueller's findings on obstruction of justice. Take a look.
After carefully reviewing the facts and legal theories outlined in the report, and in consultation with the Office of Legal Counsel and other department lawyers, the Deputy Attorney General and I concluded that the evidence developed by the special counsel is not sufficient to establish that the president committed an obstruction of justice offense.
Well, reaction from the White House was quick, with the president tweeting, quote, "No collusion, no obstruction." For the haters and the radical left Democrats, game over with the Game of Thrones font. Meantime, Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer tweeted this, saying, now that President Trump's campaign press conference is over, it's time for Congress and the American public to see the Mueller report. And of course, both sides of the aisle have a completely different take on this, with Fox News highlighting that the Mueller report found no evidence of collusion, and CNN saying Mueller examined 10 instances of possible obstruction. Tori, polarizing, two completely different narratives. Where do you stand?
All right, let's take it in two parts. One, the Mueller report. What do we know? Well, we all have to read it. So let's slow down. Let's take a look. It's going to be almost 400 pages. What we are getting a copy of is what we think is about 10 counts that the Congress is going to look at. Great. So this is from the Mueller report. It's an actual quote I want you all to read so you can see from the actual report. If we had confidence POTUS clearly did not commit obstruction of justice, we would so state. We are unable to reach that judgment. Accordingly, while this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. So everything's in the air. What I would like to address, and I'm a little fired up to be honest because it really bothers me, is the pathetic excuse of a performance that we saw from Attorney General Barr. And this is for Republicans and Democrats both. I want you to look at this. Attorney General Barr is supposed to be in charge of an independent Department of Justice, okay? Unbiased, independent. And when you come out and give a pre-spin on a pre-spin, when no one's read the report, and you start speaking about how you think there's no collusion, great. Guess what? We can all read, and so can Congress, and we want to read it. So for you acting like the president's attorney and not the attorney general, and that's not my words, that's Chris Wallace from Fox News saying he sounded more like the president's counsel. How dare you? The Department of Justice looks incriminating. You look silly, sir. You look embarrassing. So thanks for your advice on how I should take, and Congress and my fellow citizens, the Mueller report. You are not Mueller. You are letting us know what you think. You might have served your president. You did not serve your country today.
Tori, listen, you are echoing. I'm reading the comments as we speak. You have many people agreeing with you, applauding you right now. I also have our viewers who completely disagree with you, rightfully so. We have Chad Wilson says, good day for America, bad day for Democrats. Can't wait until 2020. Kim Curry says Democrats are running scared. Now they will be investigated for their actions. And Kenny Chisholm writes, the president said 2 years ago there was nothing to find MAGA. I just want to reiterate what you said. At the end of the day, you just wanted something completely unbiased, and you believe that this was not an example of unbiased.
Exactly. And I do want to say that the talking point from the other side is going to be, how about the report? Where are the origins of the report? Let's read the report and let Congress do its job. I think we've heard enough from Attorney Barr.
All right, clear enough. We have the report. As I said earlier, we are going to continue to investigate it,
help with that?
comb through it. I do. It's very heavy, and we will keep you up to date on anything that breaks regarding this Mueller report. So stay with us. Well, an investigation is happening in New York City as we speak after a man was caught with suspicious items in a cathedral there. Let's get right to Kelly Schuberth with the news at this moment.
Sam, New York police arrested 37-year-old Mark Lamparello last night after he allegedly walked into St. Patrick's Cathedral with gas, lighter fluid, and lighters. Police say church security intercepted him, and when he was questioned, he said his car ran out of gas and he was just cutting through the church. Problem is, when police checked out his van, it had plenty of fuel. Police say this incident is suspicious, especially since it comes just days after the massive fire at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Now, Sam, the FBI is now assisting the NYPD with this investigation. I'll let you know when I learn more.
Wow, thank you so much, Kelly. Unbelievable. Whew. Moving on to this next story, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek is giving us an update on his health. You'll remember he told viewers earlier this year that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and now he has a message for his fans. Excuse me.
I wanted once again to thank you for your continuing messages of encouragement and support. I've always tried to be straight with you, and I'm not going to stop now. So despite what you may have heard, I'm feeling good. I'm continuing with my therapy. So I look forward to seeing you once again in September with all kinds of good stuff.
Meantime, James Holzhauer is crushing it on Jeopardy! In last night's episode, he won $131,000, topping his own single-day win record that he set last week of $110,000. And even Ken Jennings is impressed, tweeting, quote, "This is absolutely insane. I've always wanted to see someone try Jeopardy wagering this way who have the skills to back it up." This is unprecedented. If anybody's been tuning in, let me tell you, he is completely treating this wagering, looking at it almost like a Vegas odds, and he is winning.
Yeah, now I know who to call when I'm filling out my brackets for next year. You know, like, I mean, it's unreal, and I think this is something great for Jeopardy. You know, and I think this is something that's going to get Alex Trebek back again, because this is bringing in a new audience. This is bringing in that great buzz. You know, but when it comes to Alex, he has a legacy to live for. That's the thing. A lot of people, when they get these diseases, they get sick, everyone's like, oh, you can just live just to live. No, but this guy's in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the Canadian Walk of Fame. He does all types of charity work in third world countries. It's like you can't go. Too many people need me. So good luck, Alex, and I hope to see you back.
And I agree with you. Stephanie, in England, is Jeopardy a big thing or no?
No, we don't have Jeopardy.
Okay.
This is something new when I came to America.
Have you watched it? What do you think?
So I know that Erica is the biggest fan ever. Erica watches it every single night, and she is obsessed, especially this guy who is cleaning up.
It's so good. So last night he had $70,000 on the bank, and they go to make a wager. Final answer. You know you don't give a lot. You know you don't.
Especially if you're winning, you do $1. $1
No,
maybe,
but
right?
Is it just that he's really brazen and brave?
No,
is he stupid, or is he very mathematical?
He's
and
confident.
Really
He's confident, but he's also super bright. So he got the answer right. He bet $60,000 on the final answer.
Wow.
So he went up to $130,000. I mean, unheard of down to brains
sexy.
And
it is sexy. It is sexy. It is. It is.
I bet $60,000 from time to time.
You're not on Jeopardy.
Okay,
you bet $60,000 from time to time on what?
Trivia night at Pub on Penn.
like 60 cents,
right? 60 grand in chips.
I haven't won trivia night yet, but you know, I get an E for effort. That's sexy.
You get nothing.
That's sexy too.
You get nothing.
I don't know about that. All right. This next story. Very sad story. It also may make you reconsider whether or not you want to send your kids to a water park. A New Jersey couple is suing a water park in Texas. They claim that the death of their son is due to a brain infection, was caused by exposure to a deadly amoeba while he was surfing at the water park. They claim the CDC found evidence of the amoeba in the facility's natural body of water and now have filed a wrongful death suit. They want more than $1 million. Meantime, the owner of the park told GMA that a new filtration system had been installed and that he feels very comfortable with the water conditions. Yeah, too little, too late.
I'm not trying to hear that.
Too little, too late.
Yes.
You can't put a price tag on your child's life to think that this child had to die this way. And I know that this is an anomaly because, listen, I grew up in water parks. People go to water parks every day, and this man. But at the end of the day, this is inexcusable, and the filtration system should have been placed in before all this.
Absolutely. It's an anomaly, but for what we pay for the Boeing 737s and for the flights, what we pay to enter these water parks, we should never have that.
Yeah.
This should never happen.
And imagine what they called it when they tested the waters. They called it a, quote, pathogen soup. I mean, I don't have anything more to say.
I mean, I think the water park should personally be closed down.
That water park.
That particular water park. Yeah, I'm not saying all water parks, but I think that the fact that it's even, where's the health checks, where's the processes behind this? Why have they obviously been, I don't know, missed out of this? Or
There should be mandatory, and maybe there are, and perhaps there was a penalty because they missed it. But yeah, there should be mandatory health checks. Listen, I love water parks. I grew up in water parks. I literally this summer could not wait to take Sophie to a water park. This does make me think twice, and I don't know if that's a fair statement to say, considering that this is a rare occurrence. But what do you think, DBL Nation? I mean, is this going to make you think twice? Public pools as well.
Yep.
I mean, this is my home, literally. I'm a water baby.
That's exactly right. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't.
Really?
No.
Does that put you off that much?
Oh, I've never gone. I couldn't. I just think of the bacteria. Yeah, and I know it's not a high
There's chlorine. It's not a high probability.
Right, but there's that possibility, and this really scares me.
If I knew that there's mandatory checks, and perhaps there are, that would make me feel
I think that should be something that should be put in place. And if they've avoided them, they've not completed them, they've lied about them, they should be closed down.
Yep, agreed. Agreed. Well, DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, an unusual new superhero movie celebrates family bonds and girl power. Brandon London sits down with the fierce cast of Fast Color. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. A fashion insider has surgery after finding out she has a high risk of breast cancer. Would you get a double mastectomy if you were in this position? We share your comments about that live coming up next.
Best Fiend.
Hi, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert with the DBL digital team here. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news right now. We've got a lot of stuff coming in with the Mueller report. We're all reading through the 400 pages. It's insane. But let's go to the table and see what's going on over here.
One of our co-hosts, Erica Kopp. Just
Hey,
put her
Tori,
in
what's
contact.
going on over here?
Yeah, but I said kid, right?
What's
I
the
didn't
story,
say little boy.
Tori?
I said his kid, right?
Actually, I'm
We're
gonna
good.
Or did I? Okay.
Yeah, guys. Tori got a little fired up. Do you see that?
You were really
Okay.
shaky with
Okay.
that.
I was like,
I'll have
and then
it in the
after,
back
as
of my
soon as it
mind.
went to commercial or whatever, I was like, da 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 da. So I'm not usually, there's the Mueller report. Now take a look, Michael Dean, one of our senior executive producers. Now it's gonna be redacted, okay? Some people joke about the ink printer and the toner. Let's all love her jokes. But really, they marked it with green or red, and you're gonna see it in certain parts. And each color, there's 4 colors, mean different things. So it means why it was redacted. For the Justice Department, was it confidential for certain reasons? So you can actually see why they redacted. But there's no way in heck, I know we're on daytime TV, that William Barr should have been out there in a pre-spin pathetic excuse. And Fox News said the exact same thing. It's incredible. So Chris Wallace said it seemed like he was acting like the attorney for Trump. Again, I'm not saying anything about the Mueller report. Haven't read it. I want to do my due diligence.
Are you going to read it to us?
Of course I'm going to read it. But you certainly, am I going to understand it? Definitely not. No, but
If anyone's got a hope in hell of understanding it, it's Tori.
well, but the idea to tell us how you feel about it is great. But the problem is that we can all read. It's such a cool thing, and we can all take our time and look at it. So there was never in the history of this happened before. And then the other thing I want to tell you guys is the law changed recently. It used to go from the special counsel to the Congress, and it just changed so it went through the Attorney General. So now he's trying to make a biased opinion about it, which is completely going to ruin his reputation, and I think backfired spectacularly. And when questioned about it at the press, he said no more questions. So to me, it backfired, and it was a pathetic excuse at trying to say what Trump wanted to say. And again, not saying what happened to Trump, I'm saying that pre-spin thing was backfired spectacularly.
Lex, you...
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. Nina Garcia is opening up about her preventative double mastectomy. You might know her as a judge on Project Runway. Nina didn't have cancer, but she did have a mutation of the BRCA gene, which significantly increased her risk. Doctors don't completely agree with this approach because surgery doesn't entirely eliminate the risk of cancer, and there are less drastic options if women do get cancer. So what do you think? Would you get a double mastectomy, DBL Nation, if you were in this position?
All right, let's get to your comments. Barbara from Facebook says, my mom did this, and I plan on doing it in the near future. It's important to me to do whatever I can for my health. I want to be around for my family as long as possible. You know, one thing I love about this show is I learn something new every day. And instead of me mansplaining, I want to hear from you ladies about this.
Well done, Brandon.
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
Let's all chime in. Let's each, as we read the comment, we'll chime in. That's wonderful.
What am I
Thank
going
you.
to say, you know?
Yeah.
Sally from Facebook says, I would feel extremely uncomfortable in my own body for a long time. I don't know how I feel about undergoing a procedure like this because of my family history. I completely understand. And I think until you yourself or someone that you really love is in that position, it's very hard to comprehend. It is almost like losing a piece of your identity. It's a part of your body, something that you've had your entire life. So of course you would feel it would be very traumatic and it would take a long time to be okay again with yourself. But if it could prevent you from potentially dying in the future, I mean, that's something you have to weigh up. It's health versus vanity. And I mean, it's a hard thing to say and it's a very individual choice. But I think if your health is on the line and you have a family hereditary disease, and this is a very serious one, you know, I think it's something
Especially
to be taken
people are
very
dependent
seriously.
on
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's dependent on me. She has nobody else to take care of her, so I'm going to put my health last, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or first, depending on, well, vanity last, health first.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Kimmy from Facebook says, I chose to get a double mastectomy because of my risk of breast cancer. It's been a little over a year since I had it done, and I feel like I'm just beginning to feel like myself again. First off, Kimmy, huge thank you for being honest, and thank you for sharing with us. This is a safe space. To everyone in the audience, can you clap if you know someone who's had a double mastectomy from BRCA? So that's that's one of everybody in the pod. I'm not sure if you don't know this. This is very common, and this is actually more women that you might not know are going through this. So you might want to check in with your family members and let them know you are 7 times more likely to get breast cancer. And as Stephanie so bravely said, it's about vanity. If you want your life, cut them off. Please, save my life. Save my life. So thanks, Kimmy, for being so honest.
And Natalie from Facebook says, I really don't know if I would do this. I'm not sure how I would feel if I had to lose both of my breasts. Hey, Natalie, you know, you're not alone in that thought either. As Stephanie also said so eloquently, it's a piece of your body.
Yeah.
It's going to be traumatic. And I think everybody has to make that decision for their own. And nobody should be judged on what decision that they think is the best for them and their family. I know personally, because I have Sophie depending on me, if I found out I had that gene, I would not hesitate to have a double mastectomy because breast cancer runs in my family. Both my grandmothers had breast cancer. My mom, thank God, has not had it, and she is very diligent on making sure that she gets those mammograms, but it's scary when you know that you have a history of it.
Would you feel any differently if you didn't have Sophie?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't have a kid. I don't have a
stakes are a little bit higher for me personally, knowing that she wants to have her mother there.
And for me being a son, a grandson, a brother, like, how do I open up that conversation to a sister or to
Have you been tested for BRCA? It's that easy.
Is it expensive?
It's not, and it's usually covered by health insurance. I don't want to speak for everybody's health insurance, but it's literally just the word, knowing that you know the word BRCA gene is a tremendous, tremendous movement forward. Tremendous.
Yeah, and talk to them, right? At least this is a conversation that we can all have within all of our families.
Absolutely.
It can save a life.
Definitely.
All right, well, thank you for writing in, and thank you for being so honest and sharing your comments, because I know a lot of those comments are really sensitive issues. So thank you for that. We'll be right back.
He's on top. Hey guys, and feel free to write in if you wanted to let me know that you have someone in your family that was tested for the BRCA gene. I think the more we talk about this, the more Brandon would know what the BRCA gene is. And if Brandon knows what the BRCA gene is, to me, he reminds me a lot of a lot of the DBL Nation viewers who might not know about that, and it's so good to hear that he's taking that in and absorbing it. And it means a lot that a man would respect the women enough to hear that, understand that, and know that this happens to so many of us. So many of us. You would be shocked to find out. Almost everybody clapped. So let me know if you also have had someone in your family as well. Brandy says, I would do it for my health. I need it to be there for my son. It would be a hard transition. it would be very difficult. And you have to take your time, and honey, you need some self-compassion and some therapy, and you need to get confidence, and you need to start slow. But I watched Homecoming with Beyonce last night, and she had an emergency C-section. She was 218 pounds, giving birth to 2 twins, and was getting ready for Coachella, and I couldn't even, one twin, and I couldn't recognize her. And if, you work 8 months, you work on yourself, you can get there, but your life to me is more important. Ellis says, Tori, can Congress say we want to see all of the Mueller report? I think I know the answer to that. You can, some things are going to be redacted forever because they're confidential, but guess what? They already done. The Democrats are already subpoenaing Mueller himself. So that's the main thing. Let's get Mueller to talk about the Mueller report. Shocking idea to get Mueller to talk about the Mueller report. What?
Lila, this is your mother.
Does she have?
Yes, but not like yours.
Our abilities can't fix things.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, you just saw a clip from the groundbreaking film Fast Color, starring Gugu Mbatha Raw and Sanaya Sidney. It's about 3 generations of women who reunite as a family to channel their superhuman powers. Now, Gugu and Sanaya share what it's like being 2 female leads in a sci-fi action movie in today's Chatting with the Stars. Gugu and Sanaya, thank you so much for joining us at DBL. And you two met during auditions for Fast Color and instantly bonded because of your unique names. Now, what was that conversation like, and what do your names mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I met Sanaya at the audition, you're right, and I said, oh, Sanaya, I've never heard that name before. What does it mean? And Sanaya said,
Radiant and Brilliant.
Ooh. Radiant and Brilliant. I was like, wow. And my name is Gugaletu, my full name, and it means our pride. And I was like, I think we're going to get along because we both got these epic names.
Well, it looks like you wouldn't have bonded with me because I'm just Brandon. You know, I don't know what the significance is behind that.
I don't know.
I try and roll the R sometimes, but I'm done. Now, so Black Panther was one of the first major films to feature black women as superheroes. Were your characters written as black females?
No. I mean, when I read the script, it was just Ruth, Bo, and Lila. There was no sort of ethnic specificity about the characters.
Now, Gugu, what was it like playing a superhero struggling with sobriety?
This is definitely an unconventional superhero story, and for me, as you said, Ruth has her addictions, and she's in recovery, and for me that really grounded the story in a recognizable reality. It gave it something really in the real world to struggle against. This isn't like a superhero movie with capes and weapons and crazy special effects. This is about real people.
Your character Ruth has her own playlist of theme music. Now, what songs would you include on your own superhero soundtrack? And Sanaya, you can get in on that one as well.
I grew up listening to Nina Simone with my mum when I was a little girl. Yeah. And like Lauryn Hill. There's so many. I don't know. What would you have?
I have to plug my grandma because she had like this radio and she taped it and we just listened to it all day and danced around the house and listened to Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh, okay. If you could pick one superpower, what would that be?
I would have the superpower of making people happy. So I want my hands to get warm and put my hands on their face and for them to instantly feel emotionally happy inside.
Oh, we could use a lot more happiness in the world today. It has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. And DBL Nation, be sure to check out Fast Color, which is in theaters April 19th.
Thank you for having us.
Who run the world? There we go. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I'm Abby and I'm here to bring you all kinds of tips on dating and relationships, and today we're going to be talking about how to revamp your dating profile or make one if you've never made one before, maybe on eHarmony, Match, OkCupid. There's 1,000 different apps you can try, so maybe put a profile on all of them. Who knows? So to start, keep your bio short and sweet. Some people will write a long, paragraphs long. I don't need to know that. I need like 3 to 4 sentences about who you are, what you like to do you have pets, do you have kids, you know, maybe an interesting, fun fact about yourself that I might not get by looking at your photos. And of course, the photos are the most important part. While we love the bio, the photos are what catches people's attention. So the first photo needs to be something where I can clearly see your face and everything and how amazing you are, right? So we don't want something where you have sunglasses on or a hat or you're covered up, maybe all bundled in winter clothes. And also, keep the group photos out of play here. It's okay to have maybe like one where you're with a friend or your family, your kids or something, maybe in a photo later on. But the first couple photos, make sure that's just you. It's also good to have one shot that's like a full body photo. You know, maybe this can be a little intimidating if you're getting back into the dating game. Maybe in a group shot you can see the whole body because obviously, you know, that's something that people will be wondering, what does this person look like? Am I only seeing their head? The most important thing when you're creating your dating profile is to be honest because you're probably gonna meet these people that you're meeting online in person. So make sure that you have current photos, no photos from college or when your kids were just born. Let's have something current. No mirror selfies. This is a hard no. If I see a mirror selfie, I tell people, take that down. I don't know why, but it's just not a good look. You can do a selfie like this, but just not in the mirror. And no filters, people. That is totally misleading, like the ones with dog ears and all that makes it look like you have perfect skin. None of us are like that. So if you're just honest with yourself and honest with everyone else, you'll find a great match. If you want more advice about jumping into the world of online dating, you can follow me on Instagram at ModernYanta.
Welcome back to DBL. All right, Brandon, so what an empowering movie. Tell us more about the interview and what you discovered that surprised you.
What I discovered is that, you know, I'm always talking about my nieces and my sisters and all, is that this is great for representation. Like, this is something where they can look and be like, oh, female superheroes. If they want to be one day, they can be one. Looks like me. So it's a great film. I can't wait to watch.
Amazing. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.